Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily Bread for October 13th, 2025. I'm here. It's a treat. We have a guest today, Evan Mann from Rise Up, the most trusted source for live crypto education on the internet. Evan streams from Monday to Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central Time every week on YouTube on the topic of crypto and Web3. You can also catch him on Rise Up After Dark on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central. Evan, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. I couldn't have done that commercial better. The check is in the mail.
Well, like everyone knows for here on Daily Bread and on the Sacred Profit channel in general, what we care about is people's exposure to markets. We want people to be exposed to financial markets because we think it's no longer optional. It's mandatory for you to be able to take a share in whatever is going on for the powers that be when it comes to financial markets. As we see, markets keep going up and to the right. And if you're not exposed to it, you're going to be poorly placed for the future. To that end, we want to get people onto the show, people who are participating within the space in all kinds of different ways to show you that there's not just one way of participating in the financial markets. There's all kinds of different ways. So I'd like to start this off with a couple of questions for you, Evan, if you don't mind. I would just get a taste, a little bit of a flavor of how you got into the crypto space. Are you a trader? Are you an investor? What's your view on the whole thing?
Well, as your audience is concerned with, I was worried about the future, protecting my net worth, which at the time was pretty small. And relatively speaking, I am not a super financial, super technical person. I'm an actor by trade. But I was working a day job, investing in my 401k, and feeling like I was behind. I came to cryptocurrency initially as a way to try and just diversify and catch up. I saw the gains in the cryptocurrency space at that time. It was 2017 when I started buying Bitcoin and came to it as a way to diversify and amplify my investing. But as I started to learn about it, the technology that makes cryptocurrency possible, cryptography, smart contracts, blockchains, a light bulb went off. And I saw that this technology could be so much more than money. The way your phone today does so much more than calls. And I realized it was a general purpose technology that would change pretty much everything for pretty much everyone and could help us live in alignment with each other. You know, the world today has a trust problem. People are scared. And this was an opportunity to learn about something that could help us align our values, coordinate at scale, and write a better future. And that's when I went all in.
Awesome. So were you dabbling in any other types of financial assets before you started with crypto?
Yep. I had a 401k, had a Roth IRA, and I had a couple of other like stocks on the side. I was investing in a couple of REITs, and I was interested in investing in businesses, but hadn't jumped into it yet.
Mm-hmm. So now that you're seeing more of the space, like I'll just tell you a little bit from my side. When I jump in and I see people making money off of long dated options and other people making money in crypto meme coins and other people making money as creating tools and applications within the space, I start realizing that the retail trading space is way bigger than I thought, way more opportunity, and growing at a pace that it can't be stopped. You're saying that you're active by trade, but when you're seeing what's going on in the space, do you think to yourself, is there anything else worth doing than this? Should I really put all my eggs in this basket, or do you still think it's worthwhile to participate in other vocations?
Oh, I absolutely think it's worthwhile. I think that's part of diversification. And personally, I think my greatest investment is my social capital. If you said to me today, Evan, I'm going to write you a check for any amount of money, or I will make it so that 10 million people know you, like you, trust you, I would take the second opportunity, because dollars, they're debasing, they come and go. But the ability to go anywhere in the world and knock on a door and the person on the other side says, oh my God, it's Evan, won't you please come in for dinner? That is wealth. And I am interested both in securing my future financially, because dollars and cents are the ways that we trade our time and efforts for groceries and rent. But I don't believe it will always be that way. And I believe that if you have people, allies in the world, that you will be wealthy, truly. especially if you can divorce yourself from the need to spend money. That's another kind of way I also invest. I can make fire with sticks, man. So, Siddhartha said it better. I can think, I can wait, I can fast. I work on kind of both those things, but in all things I do, I try to increase my social capital. My reputation is my most valuable asset, for sure.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. So then I have to ask you, the YouTube show you do with your co-hosts, is this something you're doing to bridge the gap between your interests as an actor and your interests in the retail trading space?
It's just my craft. Like anything, acting is a craft. Broadcasting is a craft. And I have the benefit of significant training and experience. And so it is probably easier and also more enjoyable for me to invest in that direction than it would be for me to sit behind a computer and trade perpetuals with leverage all day. Could I do that? Yeah, I'd probably make a lot more money than I do now, but it would be a certain sort of displeasure. I just don't enjoy doing that the same way I enjoy connecting with others. And I find it aligns my self-interest with other people's interest. And that's what's rewarding for me. Some people think you got to push others down to get ahead. And I really believe that the best way for me to succeed is by helping other people succeed. And the show allows me to do that.
Okay, fair enough. Look, my co-host here, Peter Hartman, who's also my twin brother, this is more of a Penn and Teller sort of situation and an Aaron and Moses sort of situation. He's there to look pretty and to catch me when I fall. But he is not like as invested emotionally or intellectually within the retail trading space. I sort of dragged him into this kicking and screaming. Yeah. But Peter, when you I just want to get your sense here. Did you see, because you do a lot of online content now in the retail trading space, and you are probably one of the least traders I've ever met.
Yeah.
When you hear this this actor, a broadcaster, crypto investor, that bridge, does that make you be more like, hey, maybe I should do this a little bit more. Maybe I should, use, Peter's a motivational speaker, so maybe I should use my my talents in the space in the way that suits you, in the way that he's doing it.
Well, I really resonated with what Evan said there about getting pleasure out of doing one thing and not doing the other thing. And I keep thinking, like, Tom's mission is to get people to trade. How do we get people to trade? And Tom provides the logical reason to do it. You need to be exposed to markets. But I feel like most people, including myself, like the logical course of action doesn't really motivate me. It's pleasure. It's what do I want to spend my time doing? So when I hear a lot of the talk around trading, like, I got to keep myself awake sometimes. And it's like, hey, if you pay attention to this, you can make some money. You can do it. And it's like, okay, great. But it's a hard road to get there. So it's a problem that I have, trying to find the joy and the pleasure in the trading aspect. Because the part that I see is just like people walking around with just, it's like you broke up with you had your high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. And now you constantly remember that high school sweetheart, and it affects you. And you traders, you guys look like the trade that got away, It's like you're always living in this PTSD moment, like the trade last night. I'm like, do I want that darkness in my life? That's why I like crypto, because it's a way for me to be exposed. But I don't really need to deal with the whole rigmarole of the whole trading and look at the stocks. I pick the crypto that I like. I invest in it. If and that makes my life simple.
Well, and honestly, there are so many other ways that are unconventional to make money in crypto because it's a new industry. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine works at Coinbase for Base, their layer 2 blockchain. Some of your listeners may be familiar with that, but he basically programs the pieces of computer code that make it all work. And he does this also in his spare time. He likes to build apps and things. So he built this app that uses pictures and pairs them with blockchain transactions to verify things. And he tested it with a hot dog eating contest online. He launched a hot dog token that people could lock up to become judges of this contest, where people would submit pictures of themselves eating hot dogs from the 4th of July to Labor Day. And the person who ate the most hot dogs was going to win a big prize. I ate 208 hot dogs to help my friend test his app this summer. I got 3rd place in the contest, and I got $3,500 in Ether
Wow.
tokens and hot dog tokens as a reward. Where in the world can you make $3,500 eating hot dogs? You're testing a new app. And again, the social capital. This guy, he's a good friend of mine. He's a great guy. I have him on my show. I get to hear from him about what Coinbase is building, what they're doing before the general public does, and all these other kinds of intangible benefits that help in my investing, even if I am just clicking a button and trading.
Yeah, that's fun.
What a great story.
like
I love that.
Wild, man.
So that's the thing. I really wish, to me, it's like I always compare trading to the video game world. Are you a gamer at all?
I am a light gamer.
Light gamer. Okay. So in the video game space, or even the chess space, there's this thing called speed runs.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole point of the speed run is for a video gamer to sit down and get through the game as quickly as possible. So you like adult are sitting there playing a Legend of Zelda game straight through like a normie. Yeah. And these people are sitting down trying to figure out, hey, if I press start 3 times in a row and I jump left backwards and I swing my sword, I can change the memory in the game in such a way that I jump 90 minutes forward into the game. And if I only walk backwards, I'll be able to get to the boss in 1 minute. Yeah. So that's what they're doing. And I find it very entertaining to watch. And when I started before I started in the investing and trading space, I thought that's what Wall Street was. These guys are crazy and they're hacking into the system and they're building all these quant stuff and they need to be really close to the NASDAQ system and they're figuring out, no. There's all kinds of different ways of participating in the space. It's the casual people, and Peter and I have been in this process. We also work with an algorithmic trading company called Traders Post. And we see interviews of people who are in that space, and what they're trading is prop firms. And don't need to go down the rabbit hole what prop firms are, but it's essentially a way of people to trade other people's money without trading their own. And we're seeing people take home $10, $15, $50, $100,000 a month trading. We're talking about mom and pop, stay-at-home mothers, construction workers, casual people able to make money. In the same way that we saw in the meme coin craze from last cycle, the same way that we saw with GameStop and AMC, the whole explosion, the same thing we see in AI bubbles. I go, there's money everywhere to be made here. And so when I see someone who is struggling, like in their vocation that they love, I go, okay, add this extra piece of thing. Find the thing in the trading space that matches you, pair it to you, have this extra source of revenue coming in, and then follow the thing that you love with more of a back end. That's really my utopia dream for how I see people involved in markets.
Tom, can I speak to that? I do want to say that, especially because of the high numbers, the narrative around get rich quick, the fastest way I see people lose money in crypto is by moving too quickly. Most people hear about it, buy the thing, and they don't know how to use crypto well. More people lost money on meme coins than made money. The people that made money were anomalies, and a lot of the time they were just lucky. They were just gambling. So my advice to people is always slow, boring stuff tends to beat the flashy get rich quick. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. But as you say, there's a lot of money to be made here. And I think the most effective thing anybody who's curious or concerned or skeptical about cryptocurrency can do and should do before they buy any token is they should learn how to use crypto well. They should learn how to buy it, how to sell it, how to turn it back into cash, how to store it securely. And that will set them up. Otherwise, any asset they might buy as an investment just becomes a liability.
That's right. One thing I want to touch on before we just move off to a couple of questions I have about your show is this idea of so inflation went crazy, highest inflation since the 1970s, and people are wondering what to do. And talking about slow, easy, boring, but that makes money. People didn't realize, hey, you know what? I can just go buy a bond for 5%. I can just go on the U.S. Treasury website, buy myself a bond, get 5%, and not have to worry about it. 5% guaranteed coupon every 6 months. And once I met people who started realizing that they were chasing things in the markets, making 2%, maybe even less because they might be losing. It's like, hey, you can go park some of your money over there and make 10% year by year. And they're like, oh my God, I had no, I didn't realize that. So yes, you're right. The I mentioned the meme coin stuff and the degenerate gambler because that's the stuff I enjoy, but that's not the only thing you can do inside of the space. Now,
I wouldn't have pegged you for it. Seeing you in that blazer over there with the piano, I was, you secret DJ over here.
But bought with DGen money, that's for sure. So I want to ask you. So you do a daily show, which
Right.
I do one too, and it can be interesting to be involved with the market news day by day by day by day. So let's use what recently happened as an example. With last Friday, markets just puked. Especially the crypto markets just completely puked. Just as a reminder to everyone, if you're watching this later on, Trump came out with a tweet saying, responding to a Chinese threat of controls over rare earth exports, crucial in the development of semiconductor chips for AI. So it's basically like, hey, is this a shot across the bow for AI for the Western world? And so Trump came out with a beautiful tweet, one of those big, beautiful tweets, and wonderful tweets, the best tweets, and just saying, you want a war? Let's go to war. And market fell, crypto fell. I think it's the most amount of single day liquidations ever.
That's right.
So I'm sitting there, I'm watching the charts just nosedive. I mean, what is going on? How are we falling? Yes, the Nasdaq fell. Yes, all these other assets fell, but Bitcoin just completely got chewed up. So the question I have is, as you're paying attention to markets and as you're advocating for a safe, reliable way of moving forward, how do you feel about the people who were 5x to 50x leveraged on Bitcoin who lost their entire portfolio because of that sort of fall? Like, what do you think about that?
Oh, I mean, it kills me. It's gutting. I have a friend who is a very close friend, who's a very successful trader, who does a lot of perpetuals trading, using leverage, borrowing money to trade in an amplified way. And it's very risky to do this. He's been very successful, but this weekend he lost $62 million. It was wild, and he'll be fine. He has other investments and he's a high net worth individual, but it was significant. And some people lost everything, lost smaller amounts, but it was everything. So my heart goes out to them. And I also think it's a good reminder that even if you read charts, even if you're aware of what's happening in the crypto space, sometimes a black swan or two can come out of the woodwork and it hits everybody.
That's right. I'd like to use the term for black swan just to mention here, Peter, if there's one thing I had to learn about markets, because I lost everything like twice over, and a hard fought lesson. And then I had to realize that a black swan event, which is a Seven Sigma event, an event that you don't see coming, it comes out of nowhere. I thought if an event like that happens, then it'll be a long time before another black swan event happens. And I never realized that the odds are that particular black swan event is not likely to happen again. But that another black swan will happen is a guarantee. Volatility, high volatility events happen all the time, constantly. And every time they happen, you go, this is a once in a century thing. This is a once in a lifetime thing. To me, I see this drop as a reminder of I was levered 50x. I'm always levered 50x, but never in any degree where I can never wipe myself out in any significant way. So it's a nice lesson to learn. Peter, you had something to say there?
Yeah, so I like the sensible head you have on you, Evan, there in the crypto space. And but people are going to wonder, like, how do you make money in the crypto space? Like, what is the responsible way of doing that?
Oh, what a great question. The first most important step is to learn how to use crypto well. All those things I mentioned, the skills you need to work in this new medium. The same way if you were getting a personal computer in 1990 or the year 2000, or when Google and MySpace came online, you had to learn how email worked. It was technical. It was new, but you picked it up. Even if you were not a computer coder or techie, you can still tell me 2 or 3 things that make a good website. Crypto is much the same. New skills, you got to learn them. The second thing is you really should surround yourself with crypto users. The same way for any other investment, you might ask a buddy who has a 401k or buys bonds. You listen to this show. It is helpful to be in a group of people who know a little bit more than you, where you can ask a question, you can share what you're learning, and nobody's going to like try and sell you on a particular type of investment. Buy this token, whatever. That's critical, especially because crypto is new and it's hard to find those people in your offline life. Often you got to look online, and not all communities are created equal. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And the third thing I would say is, if you're looking to make money in this space, the very first place you should look is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, in a world where we measure value in dollars, fiat government dollars that are always inflating, where the incentive is for whoever's in power to print more, Bitcoin's fixed supply and a variety of other mechanics make it a deflationary asset, meaning as long as we measure value in these government currencies, it will always, though it goes up and down, simply be worth more. It's more liquid than a house. It's a global asset. It's permissionless. Even if the internet goes down, I can interact with Bitcoin nodes and get my transactions through on the network. It's extremely resilient. It's extremely secure. And through serendipity has become widely adopted. So if you're looking to make money, don't let the price tag discourage you. You can buy in very, very, very small units. I can buy $1 of Bitcoin at a time if I want. And I think anybody looking to make money in crypto, overlooking Bitcoin for something else is making a foolish choice. So secure your Bitcoin first, get in a community, and then learn to use crypto well, and you're going to be better off than 99% of all people, especially in crypto.
That's cool. I really like that.
Thank you.
So you like Bitcoin. Do you invest in anything else? Or
Oh, yeah. I invest in, I'm not sometimes in the crypto space, you encounter people who are like, only this token, they're like cheerleaders for it. We call them maxis, like maximalists. I never personally understood that. The asset doesn't care how I feel about it. It's going to go up or down without me. So I invest in lots of other things. My biggest holdings are Bitcoin, Ether, the token for Ethereum, and probably Solana, Sol, the token for Sol. But I have lots of crypto tokens, mostly for lots of different reasons. I think most people would do well to stick to a smaller portfolio, because it's really hard. It would be hard to run 5 different companies at once, or 10 or 15 or 20. Another common way I see people lose money in crypto is by trying to buy a little of every cryptocurrency, thinking it's good to diversify. But most of this stuff, because they're like startups, pre-product companies in a new industry, most of it goes to zero. And you would have, statistically speaking, been better just buying Bitcoin.
Right. Do you trade Bitcoin, or is it just buy and hold?
Nope, I accumulate it. I use a website called river.com. It's an exchange like Coinbase or Kraken, but the value proposition of this particular exchange is they offer pretty tight spreads, fees, and 0 fees on recurring buys and withdrawals. And statistics show that people who buy over time instead of buying at one time, trying to time the perfect price, they are more profitable when they buy and sell that way. We call it dollar cost averaging. Your viewers might know it as DCAing. And River is set up to take the same amount of money from my bank every single week and automatically buy the same amount of Bitcoin. I have money on the side so that if we have a really red day, I can scoop some up at a discount, but I don't even have to think about it. I accumulate Bitcoin every day. Even if I was to slip into a coma, I'd still be accumulating Bitcoin. And that has been the best single investment decision I ever made, because when I rely on myself or leave it to chance, I get emotional. I miss it. I'm busy. So that's like the thing that's done best for me. And someday I may sell some Bitcoin, but more likely I will just take out loans against it, the way you might take out a loan on a house or another asset that you own, like the mega rich do. Maybe I'll be in the club someday.
I love the idea of you waking up from a coma 3 years later and you're like, okay, what's the price of Bitcoin? All right. So I wanted to get here just a little bit of your YouTube channel and the community you're trying to build. Can you tell what's like the elevator pitch for it? Why should people watch it?
Well, crypto has a trust problem, and crypto has a literacy problem. Most people don't know about crypto, and the people who do probably heard about it through the collapse last Friday or the FTX crash, some scam, some scheme, some hack. And so the most important thing for anybody in crypto to do, I believe, is tell a better story. And it's not about buy this token right now. It's not about this thing is, whatever. It's about learning to use this technology that will play a significant part in our world, whose most notorious use case right now is money, and which can be used to diversify your investment strategy. So we help people understand what it is, become safe, confident users. And we are on YouTube, but we actually broadcast to every major social platform, everything from Twitch to LinkedIn to TikTok. Our episodes live forever as podcasts, and we have a lot of other recorded content that algorithms on your favorite platform will help you find. And then ways people can go deeper with us. Our community forum is hosted on a website we curate. It's totally free to join, and it's a great place in a sea of scammers to meet your new crypto best friend, to ask a question, share what you know, learn, grow, and we say, rise up with other people.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that, Evan. You're great to talk to. I hope we can get you back.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I love this. I want to hear more about your adventures in the meme coin casino.
Oh my God, the sorrowful tale of Icarus Tom Hartman.
Yeah, staying up late at night buying Harry Potter, Sonic, Obama, Inu to the moon.
my favorite is the convincing my friends and family, you got to get into that, and then have them all also lose at the same time. That's brutal.
Yeah, that's the fun
brutal.
part.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but learning now on the other side, like, fine, I didn't learn the easy way. I could have listened to a podcast like yourself and avoided a bunch of problems. I learned the hard way, but I learned. And I'm not going to make that mistake again in the future.
Well, and thank you guys both for making time for me and being a place where people can get good information. We need more educators in this space. And like I said, the most important thing anyone who cares about crypto or financial literacy, their fellow person, can do is tell a better story. That's up to all of us.
Awesome. Well, that's it for Daily Bread for today. We'll be back again, as always, tomorrow with more market news and more interviews. Thank you very much for watching, and happy trading.